Okay.
And now what?
3 check marks.
3 check marks? Is that like trace commas? I think we're live. It says live. The number's counting up.
Boom, boom.
I need
We're
a
now
3D
live on
print. I need
YouTube.
3D print like a big on-air sign. Let's, like the red backlight or something. Maybe my call sign. That'd be
Right.
sweet.
Swoop.
There's actually, what a weird thing to say. I was just reading the FCC regulations. There's a regulation in there that says that if you have a transmitter, it has to have like an indicator light that shows you that it's transmitting. Like there's a legal requirement that you have to have like an on-air
Really?
light somehow indicator. I just thought that was funny, and like I was trying to think because like you know how you always see those like on-air, lights in like studios or whatever. I was wondering if that sort of stemmed from historically stemmed from some kind of regulation. It just turned into like a, cultural thing. Good evening, Thomas. Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
There should be podcast call signs.
I didn't even open Audio Hijack.
We could probably
Hey, Thomas, check it out.
can we broadcast
All right,
this?
so Thomas, let's discuss this podcast call sign
Now
idea here.
Thomas Eckert calls in. He says, quote, there should be a podcast call signs. Hot take. Take it away, Sean. Now make yourself big.
He's probably right.
Take it away,
Oh.
Sean.
So,
No, not that.
oh, so, oh, so he's probably right. Click on the wrong button.
We got
All right.
production value here. This is quality.
Now let's talk about this new tool that we've discovered here.
What voice is that? What is that voice? You're looking at
Huh?
a couple of tools here, Thomas.
Nice.
Got him. Oh, Brian's on the YouTube. You see that? He actually
Oh,
commented.
what's
And
up?
we actually saw it. I don't think we would have ever seen that before.
The YouTube. Yeah.
The YouTube. Is that what the? Drop the the.
All right, so Thomas, we're gonna get to the We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We're having too much fun with this.
Have I ever told you about my favorite joke on Cheers? We watched all of Cheers, and luckily we finished watching it the week it disappeared from Netflix. And so Fraser Crane is at the bar, and like some of the like local towny regular guys are sitting at the bar there, and they're like elbowing him. He's like, "Hey, look at that chick over there. She likes the cut of your jib." And he looks over and he says, he kind of tightens his tie and says, "Well, yes, us Cranes are known for our jibs." So good, so good.
Oh, and we're live on Twitter now as well. So
What does
3
that
destinations.
What did we
If
live
you pull it up
Twitter?
on twitter.com, then you'll see.
Who uses the Twitter web client?
Pull it up on your phone, you'll see.
/DNC cast on my phone. You're making a lot of assumptions here. Oh wow, it is live. Oh, it's Periscope.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think, is it even count as Periscope if it's not a vertical video? You got it, Thomas.
You mean like this?
No, it's got to be portrait.
Oh.
To be Periscope. I was obsessed with Periscope for like a week. It seemed cool. It was fun just dropping in and just seeing what the hell is going on with people all over.
Yo, what's up?
First-
Sultan.
Is that Sultan
Yeah,
over on the YouTube?
the YouTubes, as Brian calls it.
I don't think you are first.
Oh, I think Brian was first, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. YouTubes. All right, so let me test this out.
Who do we look like? What is an EQS? Oh, now you're on.
Bob?
Mazda just announced CX-30 electric and hybrids coming out. And also a recall on my car, which I need to figure out.
Really? That's not great.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm trying to click the link, and if I click the link, then it'll put the message on the bottom.
See, I think this is funny because, well, first of all, this looks straight out of this car looks straight out of Back to the Future 2, Part 2. But also, there was a trend, right? The Land Rovers, I think it like started this trend where the car was white and they had just the black roof, and I feel like it was sort of like an extension of the panoramic sunroof, right? We've got this big square thing, and they just extended it and painted. So you've got the black glass and the black, trim surrounding it. So it just looks like the entire roof is black. And a lot of cars have this. Now, my mom just got a white RAV4 that has that, the black roof, just from the top of the windows up. And then, again, the CX-30, I just saw the pictures of it, has the black roof too, even on the red models and stuff. So, and then this is great. Mercedes-Benz has taken the roof and they just keep stretching it down, and now they've got like the entire hood, everything above the door handles is basically black, and the rest of the car is silver. I don't know what they're doing there. It's like a piece of black paint is just slowly dripping down. Yeah, exactly. Soon the whole car will be black, and then you just have a black car, maybe covered in solar panels. Maybe they're meant visually prepping us for solar panels.
I'd be okay with that. I just keep looking at the yard during the day and thinking of how much sun is wasted just going into the dead grass and the dirt. The grass I don't want there in the first place. Need some panels there. Well, so far this is a lot more stable. My CPU hasn't spiked at all. My computer's not on fire like it was last week.
Oh, that's true, Thomas. Yeah, the Outbacks did have that two-tone. That's right. So ahead of its time. Just needed a few more angles that would fit right in 2020.
Electric Hummer or nothing. I wonder how that would fare. I guess they have electric semis, right? You probably have some big batteries in there.
That would be something. Crosstrek EV, that'd be cool.
Doesn't
not exist yet. The thing is, though, Subaru would have to give up, unless it was really expensive, they'd have to give up their all-wheel drive, shtick, because everything's always all-wheel drive with them, right? But an all-wheel drive electric vehicle is big and expensive and heavy. Needs a lot of juice, I think.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know. What's up, Salt? Multi-platform. Padding the views for us. Appreciate that. Well, Rockwell.
Well.
Should we do the thing?
Yeah, sorry. People keep pinging me, and I have to
You're right.
shoo them off.
Oh, you working?
Trying not to. As soon as I step away, people come out of the woodwork. Can't explain that, man.
Yeah, no, that used to happen to me at DK. It would be silent. I'd be getting tons of work done, and in 15 minutes before I'm about to leave, hey, just all these DMs come rolling in. 15 minutes after I say I'm going to leave, or I'm leaving now, all these DM rolls in. So I'd be on the car to train and just get mad. Matt, does that mean you can monetize on Twitch? That's correct. But we're not really trying to get subs, basically. Not too worried about subs. There are other ways. If we really wanted to try to monetize it again, there are other ways that we could get back into the monetization game.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, that makes sense, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
care.
so if you're an affiliate, we could turn on our affiliate or whatever, but that would mean that we can't multi-stream. We could keep uploading the videos to YouTube later, but we couldn't multi-stream at the same time.
No one wants a Patreon, do they? Thomas, you're the only person who would want the Patreon.
I would
feel like.
pay for Thomas Patreon.
Yeah, see, that's true. The dependency tree is flipped there.
That's sub. Well, Matt, you can take the $5 and I don't know, buy an extra coffee with it, donate it to something.
Go clean Sean's backyard for an afternoon.
That's getting there.
Good.
The junk is in one pile now instead of multiple piles. So
Reversing entropy.
right. Take that money and gift Kid Queb a sub or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You could donate to the Russian River Fund.
Russian River Fund. Sean, that should have been first on your mind. So tell Jamie. She's probably right behind you. She can hear you, right?
She's upstairs.
Okay. You still got those lines on your backdrop.
It's Wind, the game.
Oh, right.
So in the game, you can see the direction of wind because it matters when you're hunting.
Sure, I thought it was a
And sailing.
green screen issue.
Right. You haven't played Valheim unless you've been out in the open ocean and the wind stops or goes the other way, and then a sea snake shows up.
$210, Tom.
Wikipedia matters. We hear you had money to give away. That's funny.
We get like an overlay that's like what's that guy? Johnny whatever on our stream here because we can do overlays now.
Oh yeah. Good.
Show him some of those overlays. Sweet overlays.
What do you mean overlay?
I don't know. You were playing with overlays before.
Oh, the banners?
Yeah. Or should we? No, I don't know. Do the banners, are they sticky?
Yeah. Sup, Thomas?
Sean's background cutout is. Oh, hold on. Wait, can I bring these to the front? I can't. I need to get an account on here so I can screw around.
Back like this. Okay, my background. I do have a green screen. I have 2 key lights, and I'm using my phone for a camera currently. Although, I read that a GoPro actually makes a pretty good camera, and we have a GoPro that we never use sitting around. I just have to find it. So, in which case, I will have to get a cam link.
Well, you just got to crop the middle of it, because otherwise you're going to be super distorted.
Well, you have to mess with the focus and stuff. But yeah, apparently it's like a pretty solid camera. But I don't know. I like having a nice cam for all my meetings. You know. Yeah, the green screen. So Jamie actually made it for me. She made it out of PVC
Can you turn
pipe.
off the background just to show them? Get a peek in front of the curtain.
Oh.
That's actually
Nope.
what's behind you.
I'd have to do it in OBS, I think.
Okay, never mind.
It's literally just a
Yeah.
green. Here we go. I can use my stars again because my CPU is not getting destroyed right now. Highly reviewed camera on Amazon. Which camera was it? Oh, HD webcam. I see.
Ouch.
Yeah, my phone works pretty well. I'm just using Epic Cam currently because it doesn't cost money per month.
I have the Logitech one, the HD 920 or whatever that everyone has and is on the top on Amazon. It's literally doubled in price since I bought it a year ago because, price gouging because of COVID. It's ridiculous. Same exact camera. It's $100 instead of $50 or something. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I really, when I started this, and I'm still thinking about it, thinking about getting a cheap Nikon, like a D5600. I think they support it. Get a real camera. I've got nice SLR lenses. Prop that bad boy up, and you can use that as a video source.
I mean, I'm on a minimum of like 2 calls almost every day. So minimum.
Yeah.
Average probably 4 calls. So
All right.
I could probably just use my equipment stipend from work to buy a camera or something.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get going.
Yeah, I should probably.
I like Black Forest better. All right, he's
All right.
clapping.
I'm live and I'm live. I think it's my turn to clap.
Shut up, Siri.
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
All right, ready? Am I clapping?
I'll do it.
Okay.
A 1, 2, 3. Wow. If there's really that little latency, that's also a huge boon for me editing. Can we do it again? Let's do it again. Do it
Yeah.
again. Ready? Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, dude, it's like maybe a quarter second. It's really good. This is gonna make editing so much easier.
Yeah. I'm already pretty happy with the difference that I'm seeing on my computer, at least. And multi-streaming is a big win too, in my opinion, as well. But
Awesome,
yeah,
awesome, awesome,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. This is good. Show meta.
Hold on, I have to sneeze. Of course, as soon as I said that, I jinxed it. Just gonna come back and get me later. Still with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I gotta oil that
Excuse
mic
you.
arm. Yeah. So Rockwell, I have been looking forward to asking you about this all week because
Uh-oh.
I've been getting little drips here and there of
Dribs and
life
drabs.
with a new gig, and I want to know how it's going. I need to hear about it.
Boy, I have been taking some notes this week in prep for this, but the short version is, boy, it's been a fire hose of information. So I did start my gig at Dockyard this week. Started on Monday, and I've spent today's Thursday, technically the end of our week. Dockyard Fridays. You know, they have to work in open source and stuff, and so I'm not part of that as a lowly contractor, so I'm just gonna work on RHR stuff on Friday and get caught up on a week's worth of work that I missed there. But yeah, man, it's been a lot. It's been a ton of new experiences, a ton of new tools, meeting awesome people, trying to get caught up on the project and where things are. All very positive things. It's just I'm definitely still adjusting to working on a team. You know, I've been solo for so long, and it's been 7 years now. Basically, I've been just, you know, sitting in the basement here working by myself. And obviously I've got my coworkers, but we have one meeting once a week, right? And then I have our Discord where, you know, we're chatting all day. But outside of that, I don't have regular contact with a group of people. And now we're on a team that combined with our team and the client's team is 20 people, give or take. It's just adjusting to that alone and those dynamics, and adjusting, you know, how I communicate, how I interact, my note taking. Haven't even gotten to the coding, right? We're still in, you know, week 1 of 2 just for planning and phase 0, right? So just getting adjusted to all that stuff and getting on board with all the millions of tools that we're using. Yeah, pretty overwhelming, but I'm finally feeling like starting to settle in and kind of know where things stand, if that makes sense. I think it's like any new job, right? You start and you just feel like sometimes you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs because you don't have, like, I really want to get to work and do something, but there's a lot of pre-work to that.
Yeah, I can relate to the fire hose comment that you made earlier. Definitely. When I was onboarding, it kind of felt like that. Like before, it had been 4 years of mostly me kind of chilling by myself with my own processes or lack of processes, and then showing up day one. They're like, okay, here's where you put the sprint planning docs, and here's where you put the sprint kickoff docs, and here's where you print, or here's where you put the feature planning docs, and here's where you put the retro docs, and here's where you know what I mean? And it's all in Google Drive, so it's impossible to find any of it. I can definitely relate to that fire hose feeling. I I think my audio cut out for a second on some of that, but I wanted to follow up with like, how are you adjusting your processes at all to try to manage that Firehose, or is it just right now just trying to cope as much as you can?
It's a good question. I'm trying to adjust the tooling and the processes that I use. So you mentioned Google Drive. There's a lot of stuff on Google Drive. So what I did is I installed the Google Drive native client, which is cool because then I can just throw files on there and basically use it as Dropbox and, as a backup. I just basically put everything in there now as a, so I have it synced to the cloud. That works fine. But also the Google Docs, they show up in Google Drive as these they're basically like shortcuts, so like .gdoc files. And so you just double click them, you can search for them and they show up as normal files, but when you try to open them, they actually just kick open a browser. So that actually works really well because then I can search for stuff just right in Alfred without even having to, do a plugin or anything. It just searches for files. So
that's kind of nice.
That's really easy for finding stuff as opposed to having to go and open Google Drive and find it. And is it a doc or is it a spreadsheet? Or, you know what I mean? Just like command space, hit space again and just start typing. So that's worked pretty well. I've been trying to really ramp up my documentation game. They're using Slite over there, which is it's kind of like Notion. It's kind of like Confluence. It's just a note-taking collaborative thing. Seems to work pretty well for the basic stuff. I don't really have an opinion on it other than it works pretty well. And so I just started throwing stuff in there. They have a private section, a public section. I'm trying to do that. And actually, this really great thing happened. So I had to basically I'm implementing this third-party API. So I read through the API docs and I just made notes along the way. Questions, concerns, risks, notes for things we have to consider, questions for the client, right? And I just made those notes for myself. I put them in the Slite thing somewhere. I shared them with my team member. And then I came back this morning and the client had gone through them and answered like half the questions already. Just commented on them. I didn't even send them to him. He just saw them and just started writing answers and telling me who to reach out to answer all these questions. Like, holy crap. Like, that was great. So
that's cool.
They're really focused on the timeliness of things. It seems like
how does
that's really encouraging.
Slite seems like a Coda type thing, seems like a Notion type thing. Is that kind of accurate?
Exactly. Yeah.
It looks like there's a catch-up section. It looks like it's maybe geared more towards collaborative. Notion's not geared towards collaborative editing, but my Notion update section gets so blown out. It's just like that little popover tab, right? You click on it and it's all there, and it's not even full screen or anything. It's really not useful to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think there's a lot of activity over there because I don't think most of our team has actually discovered it and started using it. Maybe just me.
Oh, sure.
So, but it does seem. I mean, obviously he was able to find that and my doc and start. It was making actionable changes on it, so that was nice.
Sure.
So feeling good about that.
Cool.
But yeah, as far as processing stuff go, it's like just trying to figure out who to even talk to about asking questions, right? Because I don't want to. I'm the newest. There are 3 or 4 of us coming on in this phase of the project, and we're the new people. We're just contractors, right? We haven't been in the company, and so just trying to figure out the. I don't overstep my bounds, right? I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be, try to make decisions that I'm not supposed to, but I also want to contribute and be proactive about, making sure I have everything I need to get my work done. And so walking that fine line, it's been, I think the most mentally taxing thing is just, trying to find my place, but also, but not do it, not be shy, right? I don't want to just, wait for someone to tell me what to do. Like, I got to go get my work done, and I know what I need to know to get my work done. So just finding that balance,
It's probably a little bit different being a contractor too, though, right?
How do you mean?
Does it feel like outsider-ish at all? Like if you're trying to find your place or become comfortable in the team?
A little, but honestly, I don't feel that way yet. I don't get that feeling at all, which is actually kind of nice. Like this is the, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but everyone's been pretty welcoming. so far, and like already asking for feedback and everything. So I feel like I'm already able to contribute and start making making an effect there.
So Thomas says, follow the advice of Miss Frizzle. Get messy and make mistakes. Who is Miss Frizzle?
Wait, really? Magic School Bus, man.
Oh, wow. I forgot about. Yes, it's all coming back to me.
Get messy, make mistakes.
Yeah, I like that, Thomas. Get messy, make mistakes.
That should be one of the Cult of Dun mantras. Maybe a lemma.
The lemma. Yeah. That's cool. Are you guys still all like in the planning phase of this thing, or have you been getting into the code at all?
So there is a project. It's very bare bones. I've checked it out. I can run it. It's just a Phoenix app. It does work. Like it can run on my developed machine. So got that set up. Seems like everyone's using ASDF, which is nice. So we got the tool version set up. There was some crap being flown around back and forth about Docker and how it adds like a minute to your test times and all this stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's been mostly planning. In fact, there was a multiple weeks of planning before this, and they recorded a bunch of the video sessions where they go through all the Figma mock-ups for all the screens and, you know, all that stuff. And so those were all recorded. And so I've just been kind of blasting through those at 1.5x and just trying to get caught up and try to understand some of those decisions that were made ahead of time.
So
and pray that they don't change between now and then.
What all is recorded there?
It's just a Google Meet screen share. Like they just hit record and it's, you know, a 2-hour Google meeting.
I see.
Yeah. But
yeah, I suppose we do that sometimes if it's like a particularly important meeting or like a, you know, decision type meeting, we do record stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably really helpful to have.
I think so, yeah. And today, like we were, you know, had a whole discussion about branching structure and, you know, all the there are a lot of strong opinions being tossed around there.
What were some of the opinions?
Well, just questions about like squashing commits and rebasing and versus merging and even just naming structures for the you know, Git flow versus GitHub's flow branching structure.
Sure.
Seems really nitpicky, right? But when you're at the beginning of a project, you have the ability to sort of make these decisions.
Well, how many people are going to be on the project with you? Do you know? How many people will be committing code? That is.
At least 10.
Okay, yeah. So it probably matters.
Yeah.
Like the nitpicky stuff matters. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's is it fun to kind of like, I assume it's been a while since you've sort of like been in any of these conversations where there's like multiple people debating.
I've never had this experience. Like everywhere I've, you know, my only other software development experience on a team was at Agilent, you know, and we didn't really have there was no structure. There were no sprints. There was no anything. It was just like, hey, we need to get this done for this feature release X months from now, like go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So having the sprint planning and the daily stand-ups and PRs, like I've never done a PR code review ever. Like I just haven't. So that was one of the things. I was like, I got assigned to one today, and I was like, hey, I'm new to this. Let me know. Too much detail, not enough detail. You know, give me feedback because I don't want to. I just don't know.
Well, it's great that you're being vocal about it. Like, hey, let me know how I'm doing. That was something I was trying to learn a little bit more coming into like MetaLab as well. Being vocal, like having to tell people how they can communicate to me. That was something that was new to me because I was so used to working with the same people. They knew how to communicate with me or how I like to receive feedback, etc. And so this is the thing where I have to like tell people, yeah, give me feedback early, give me feedback often. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Be direct, you know. MetaLab has a thing called a manual of me in Notion, and you basically just fill it out, like some details about yourself and how you like to receive feedback is one of the things. So like one of the questions on it is, what are you like actively trying to work on and get better at now? And how do you like to receive feedback? So for the devs on my team, it's really nice to have that because I can go back to that and look and see, okay, this person's working on this thing, so I can tailor my feedback towards that specific goal they have.
Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, we did this great exercise with just our team. That was very much like that. We just filled out these. We had to work on this collaborative, basically like a whiteboard thing with stickies on it. Right. We use this app called Mural, and we would all work together and just we went over things like that, like how do I like to work? What do I need to get my work done? Pet peeves, right? Like kind of a safe space, kind of. There's no judgment. It's just this is what I need. Just being totally candid, and it was very helpful to learn a lot about my individual teammates, but also to find all the similarities. That most of the people on my team, I was nodding my head like, oh, I should have thought of that. Like that sounds like me, right? So being able to find those common threads amongst the teams, working style, time of day that I work better at. Be direct, don't beat around the bush. Like just tell me what I need to do. Ask me specific questions. Like all the stuff that seems like it should be unspoken, but saying it just makes it that much more clear. So
right,
that sort of empowers me to reach out to people and not feel like I'm talking to them the wrong way, or over explaining, or sounding too curt. Like one person might be like, just tell me what you need. Like don't beat around the bush, right? And so I did that. I was like, hey, what about this? Period.
Yeah.
And I felt okay doing that because I know that's what they actually wanted. They don't have time to deal with all the pleasantries, and that's totally fine.
This is awesome. So like, this is one of the reasons why I moved on from where I was, because I wanted to have the same experiences you're having now. I think I was kind of like, maybe not stale, but I was kind of like needed something new, like something different. And I wanted to work with more people. And I've definitely been getting that here. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the experience, and there's a lot, hopefully you can take from it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing, I have this in my notes as newfound respect for project leads and managers, yourself included. So newfound respect is not the right term, because obviously what you do is important. I get it, but I've never seen it in action, right? And to watch someone on a meeting just managing the people, running these processes and keeping things going, and dealing with all the Kanban boards and points, and then murals and stickies and all this stuff. It's like, wow, it looks like a watching a superhero like save the world. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I don't have to deal with that and make all those decisions. Like I can just be a code monkey for now. And not that I don't have not that I don't have any desire to do that, but like for now, this is I'm okay not having to make those decisions.
Yeah. So we've been talking about that a little bit in MetaLab as well, kind of just looking at the team structure, looking at how projects are run, looking at is everybody being used effectively, but also if we restructure, what does that look like? Like what if you have a tech lead start a project, get things running, gonna get these precedents set, and hand it off to a web lead and a couple devs, instead of having a web lead, a tech lead, and at the same time. And there are trade-offs with that, of course. Like the tech lead would probably have to come in from time to time to help out, weigh in on opinions and things. But we're kind of looking at the opposite. What if the web lead started it and the tech lead like replaced them at some point? But then you look at like, okay, well the clients change their mind a lot, so then you have to do like replanning, and you know what I mean? So the idea is like, how do we kind of spread the work out a little bit more so it's not so siloed into just certain individuals having these expertises, I suppose. But I definitely don't have any answers. But we've been talking a lot about that.
Yeah. So I've always heard that described as the bus problem. Like, what happens if you get hit by a bus? Right? Someone needs to take over your responsibilities or your code or whatever. The analogy that someone used was winning the lottery, which I thought was just such a nice positive spin on that. Like, you win the lottery, you're not showing up tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Such a more less morbid analogy than being hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Thought that was great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess I don't know how much you can talk to the technical aspect of things, but it's safe to say it's Elixir, right?
Yeah, Elixir Phoenix
LiveView probably. You may have mentioned that already.
Yeah, their Dockyard wants it to be a what's the word? Like a case study, right? They want to, have it be this
okay.
this shining beacon of like, this is why this Elixir in Phoenix made this possible, and this is what we do best. And so we're leaning very, very heavily on those technologies. Yeah.
Right. And obviously we can't say exactly what project it is and who it's for and all that stuff, but it's probably something that's replacing something that exists.
I don't even want to get into that.
Sure.
But, it's just it's a very similar story to what you got when you were at DK. We'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, everyone go back to whatever episode that was. I don't even know. However, like year-long
150
thing.
episodes ago.
Yeah. So I want to catch up on the chat a little bit here. So like Thomas again mentioned that he heard a good quote today. Most conflicts can be prevented by properly and explicitly setting expectations. This is true. Very, very true.
Yeah. Just front loading that work, right?
Yeah, front-loading work. And this is something that I wish I would have done more at DK back in the day too. Like this was something that we didn't really do, or we had trouble doing it, I suppose. And so we ended up having like rounds and rounds of works happening, right? Like not setting expectations for a limitation of a feature idea or something, and then it comes out and they're like, I thought it did this, and we're like, no, we said it wasn't doing that. Maybe it's like a little additional to properly setting expectations, but I guess if we're having that issue, we're not properly setting expectations. So maybe it's not different, but that's a great quote, Thomas. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Another thing that I felt really empowered by was all our team leaders were very adamant about, here's the scope. The client's going to want to change the scope. We're going to hold the line and push back against it because they understand scope creep and changing requirements and what that means for the deadline, which the client is very intent on keeping. So, being able to prioritize that and push things, kick the can down the road for any changes or requests or new things. It's nice to have that someone on your side for that without having to be the bad guy myself.
Yeah. What's life like now that you're doing this thing full time with RHR?
Yeah, so this week has been exhausting. Doing video calls for 2-3 hour video calls every day is pretty tiring. I'm hoping I can get back into the groove tomorrow. I'm gonna just spend all day on RHR stuff and get caught up. But I was able to get up. Like I just got up early one morning, worked for an hour. I worked for an hour after work today on RHR, just on this little stuff. Trying to compartmentalize. We'll see if I can have the energy to keep that up.
Yeah. I hope for SICK you can like time box it and get that kind of worked out.
Yeah, I think once I get in the groove here with the work stuff, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah. And I have a lot of follow up here. Where did you land on? Because we were talking a while back about you wanting to do an update for something, and you're looking at possibly Ionic, and you're weighing the pros and cons with going that stack versus using your tried and true like Objective-C and iOS stack.
Oh yeah, so this is not relation to Docker.
Sure.
This
Yeah. No relation.
Yeah. So yeah, my iOS app Waveguide. There was a bug in that app. I don't actually know how long it's been in there. It was not a show-stopping bug, but what would happen was basically when you launched the app, it would not work unless you change some settings, which to most people looks like the app doesn't work, right? And there were a lot of 1-star reviews in there. Again, totally deserved because the app didn't work. I didn't update it. I don't want to take the app down because then people can't reinstall it. The only way to remove an app from sale but let your existing customers continue to install the app on their new devices or reinstall it is to make it for sale only in like the island nation of Eritrea or something. What? Like some like sparsely populated country island. You just make it up for sale there, so that way anyone in the world can still download it, but practically no one can actually buy it. It's this really terrible workaround. Apple doesn't let you just take it off for sale. Anyway, I would have just done that if I could, just taken it off. I don't want to make it free either because I don't want people getting a broken app. Anyway, so Waveguide is old. I literally hadn't touched it in 4 years. My last commit was October 2017, right? This is April 2021. And I really, really wanted to do a rewrite, right? Like the second system effect, right? I really wanted to just like, this needs a clean slate and might as well fix this bug while I'm at it. But man, that's a big hammer. And like,
What
all
is,
the waffling.
What is the second system effect?
Second system effect is it's just a colloquial term for wanting to basically, I'm just going to read Wikipedia.
Is a tendency of small, elegant, and successful systems to be succeeded by over-engineered, bloated systems due to inflated expectations and overconfidence. Got it. I know that very well.
You know that feeling, right? So, basically trying to fix this tiny bug by basically rewriting the app. Not really a good solution, right? So like, man, I should just fix this bug. I was really procrastinating on it. I know I haven't touched this code in 3.5 years. I know how finicky Xcode can be. Finally, I was just like, I can't take this anymore. Like it was weighing on me. So I sat down one evening. I opened up Xcode on a computer that I'd never even opened this project on before. Right, this is my new M1 MacBook Air. Cloned down the repo, opened it in the latest version of Xcode, and hit compile, and it just compiled. I was like, what? There were, a couple of like project updates, settings updates, but no code changes, no errors, 56 deprecated API warnings. Sure.
That's normal. That's normal.
It ran. Yeah. So I went in there. It's all Objective-C, right? No dependencies. Everything is just pulled in. There's no, I didn't have to worry about friggin' CocoaPod. I didn't have to worry about, what's that other one? God. Starts with a C.
Carthage?
Whatever. Carthage. I didn't have to worry about Carthage. I didn't have to worry about CocoaPods because everything's just in there. I would just clone down the zip and just copy the source files into my project. That's how I did how I did dependencies in that.
How did I know that? I've never written a single line of Swift or Objective-C.
Probably because of all the bad things you've heard about it.
Yeah.
Got in there, fixed my bug. It was just literally, I just had to add an HTTP header to one of my web requests, and that was I fixed the bug, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, there's all these deprecated APIs. They're warning, hey, this has been deprecated since iOS 9. Uploaded to the App Store, bumped the version number, and in less than 24 hours, Apple had accepted it, and it's back in the store. Like, I just could not have expected that process to go any smoother. Like, it literally nothing. Oh, actually, the one hiccup I did run into, I was trying to work on it and submit it to, I finished the bug fix. I went to submit to the App Store, and I went to do like the certificate signing thing, and I got this pop-up. And it's like, hey, we can't sign your certificate. The iTunes Connect is down, or like down for maintenance. I picked the one time period where iTunes Connect just happened to be down for maintenance, and sure enough, on the status page, it was down. So I just had to wait until the morning.
Right. So, I mean, we talked about all this back when we were talking. We're like weighing the pros and cons of going Ionic versus sticking with Objective-C. And one of the things that you mentioned specifically was like being able to come back to a project after however long it still runs.
Again, that's the ideal, right? That's the ideal, right? I didn't expect it to actually work.
Sure. Yeah. So like Matt is saying in the chat, it sounds like Objective-C is the way of the future.
I mean,
is this what you're
saying? As far as I'm concerned, I think that's right.
It's the way of Rockwell's future, maybe. That's
I was
funny.
just very happy with that, and it was a nice outcome. So I felt a little validated there.
Yeah,
also, I got to fix the app. And actually, one of the people who had emailed me months ago wrote me back. Was like, "Hey, I got the update. Your app works now." Like, oh, thanks for letting me know.
I mean, there's probably a Cult of Done saying for this, right?
Probably.
I don't know any of the sayings for Cult of Done, but that's still really cool.
Actually, there is one. It's banish procrastination. Banish procrastination. That's one of the bullet points.
Well, I mean, you could clone down a web project, and if all the versions install as they were, it'll probably run. But updating is, I had to update the project I'm on from Webpack 4 to Webpack 5, and it wasn't awesome. It wasn't like impossible, but even still, we have a single compilation warning because one of our dependencies is doing something stupid, and there's an MR to fix it. I don't really want to fork it. Where all of our source code is in a custom GitLab behind their VPN and everything. So you know how that would work. So we just live with one console warning every time we boot the app. It's a little frustrating.
Well, what this does is I think it solidifies my decision that, and I need to go down this road and just try it, do a proof of concept MVP. But I think this rewrite is going to be Swift, not Swift UI, just plain old Swift. Using AppKit in just MVC and maybe a server component. That's just a thin server component. In Elixir.
You didn't really have any wants to make it cross-platform anyway, though, right? Was that one of the the bonuses that you would have gotten from Ionic, but it wasn't the goal?
If I was trying to make this a business and I cared about having, if I valued having that reach above everything else, then that would be a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just want to have my toy app that I play around with and it's high quality and I can do exactly what I want on the platform that I want and support it exactly how I want to do it because it's something new and fun and different, that's what I want. So that's what I'm going to do.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, listen, that app has been, selling about one a day for however many years it's been in the App Store.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I mean, that app got me the RHR job, actually. That's how I got in touch with my business partners.
Right.
Through that.
That's pretty cool.
He had the guy I started RHR with, who I started it before me. He had a site called MacHamRadio.com where you could just post, because Mac Ham Radio users are kind of, most ham radio apps are for Windows. And so he wrote this special, it's just a WordPress thing or a blog or just news for apps in the Mac Ham Radio space. And I was like, hey, I've got this app. And then we started talking and etc. Here we are.
Yeah. Well, I guess one of the sayings about the best tool is the tool that you know, right?
I guess so.
There's so many best tool sayings that contradict each other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as
there's a joke in there about programming languages somewhere.
That's right. And the fact of it is that you ship the thing and it's done and people use it and you don't have to do it again.
Yep.
So there's that. Yeah.
But the second system effect is, it's the second system effect is really sneaking around peeking over my shoulder now. Right.
That's awesome. So on the other end of the spectrum, on the JavaScript and TypeScript end of the spectrum, I actually used some of my L&D time from work this week. I think first time since I've worked here. And so, I was kicking around.
Bud.
You got to slow down. I was kicking around Vite. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Vite. Let me grab a link to this. I should have.
I think the kids
pronounce
it Yeet, Sean. I think it's a Y.
Yeet. Vite. Here it is. I'm sharing the link now.
It's a silent V.
Silent V. It's French.
Oh, V-I-T-E.
Yes, but it's pronounced Vite. French word for fast, I guess. So it was originally started by Evan Yu, I believe, from Vue, that is. And it's billed to be a next-gen... Why did it land me on a page that just says suggest changes? What is happening here? Here we go. All right. Yeah, it's next generation front-end tooling. So have you been hearing about any of these like ESBuild, Vite? There's another one from the Preact world too. Kid Queb, I know you're in the chat. I know you know what it's called. If you would drop the name in the chat, I appreciate it.
Are these all attempts to supersede Webpack? Is that what's going on now? Everyone's railing against Webpack?
Kind of, yeah. So yeah, thanks Anthony. It's a WMR, and then there's Snowpack. There's another one called Snowpack. So some of them take different approaches. So basically, there's ESBuild. Again, people in the chat keep me honest here because I've done some cursory reading on this. I'm not an expert here, but there's ESBuild, which is written by Go, or it's written in Golang, and apparently it's much faster than Webpack. like 20 to 30 times faster.
I'm pretty sure a dead hippopotamus would be faster than Webpack.
Sure, but it has a different approach. Like, it doesn't build the entire project. Like, Webpack will, even in dev, will build the entire project, every module, whereas ESBuild uses ESM, like the browser support for ESM. So you just use script type modules, and it loads things as it needs to. So that way, it avoids having to bundle everything, but also it's written in Go, which is just going to be faster than JavaScript. So, do you have a comment?
I would like to retract my previous statement. The maximum on-land running speed of hippopotamus, according to Google, is 30 miles per hour, which is faster than I had thought.
They're pretty quick.
You don't try to outrun a hippo. PSA.
Yeah, so I just dropped a link to the ESBuild repo. Of course, these will be available in the show notes if you're listening to the podcast. But yeah, it's extremely fast. So it says our current build tools for the web are 10 to 100 times slower than they could be, and it goes through and talking about like the features of ESBuild. But in whatever project they were using to build and this is in the picture on the README of the repo, but ESBuild took 0.37 seconds, Rollup took 36 seconds, Webpack 4 took 41 seconds, et cetera, et cetera. So orders of magnitude faster. Of course, again, it's different. It doesn't do exactly what Webpack does. It has a different approach, right? And so there are a lot of sharp edges still. And then you have Vite, which I believe uses ESBuild under the hood and builds on top of it. So I tested this for L&D. I wanted to see if I could replace Webpack with Vite just for fun and to see what the difference is. So
is this
the project I work on every day?
Or for your...
Yeah.
Okay.
Clients project. So the project I work on every day, cold boot on my laptop, is about 30 seconds from running npm start to being able to click on a link and get to the dev server.
No wonder 8 gigs of RAM weren't cutting it for you.
Exactly, yeah. So say what you want about that, okay?
I did.
So I had an interesting time getting Vite to work because turns out, so for example, our project uses React Virtualized, and there's a 2-year-old bug where a file in React Virtualized imports a function from a file that doesn't exist. And somehow it works with Webpack. Evan Yu, again from Vue, filed a bug for this, and he's like, I don't even know how it works with Webpack, but it shouldn't. And so it just won't build with ESBuild. So I did some things where I cut out the pages that needed to use that. Turns out that React Query yesterday fixed a bug for ESBuild, which was thanks Tanner. Shout out to Tanner for that. Guess how many seconds it took to go cold boot to dev server is ready?
It was 30 seconds before?
Yeah.
I don't know.
On a 6-core MacBook Pro.
3 seconds?
Less than 2 seconds.
Less than 2 seconds. Awesome.
Less than 2 seconds.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, can I use this? No. I'd have to get the client to buy it. They'd have to do a whole thing, like a whole security thing on it. Sure. But is it cool? Yeah, it's kind of encouraging. And then it has HMR built into it. So go ahead.
Here's the thing: you're the first step in this. Like, this is the first step. You can just say, "Hey guys, post in your Slack. Guess I have this cool." Did you share these results with anyone?
Yeah.
And
they're like, awesome. I haven't shared it with the company yet because I want to do like a just like a Notion page, like, hey, check this thing out. Here's like a little tidbit about this. We do on Friday. We have L&D calls where people can like jump on and share what they've been working on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they must have like lunches where you can give a little talk about like, hey, here's something cool that I found.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, I'll be doing that. But again, like it didn't work perfectly because like React Virtualized had that issue, and also I had to move it around a little bit. So for Vite, the entry point is an HTML file instead of like a JS or TS file. So in your index.html file, you just link to a script like your index.ts file, and then you use type module for ESM modules, and that's how it works. So getting it set up was like super easy, and I didn't have to add any extra plugins. I had to set up an alias that matched the Webpack aliases. So like just using source / would map to the source folder in the directory, the project directory. Other than that, it just worked. Like HMR just worked. the HMR refreshes, like the hot module refreshes, were super fast, like less than a second easy, which is really cool. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. It's really interesting to me that I saw some Twitter conversations where people were like, the future of JS tooling is not JS, it's Go and Rust. Like there's another project called Volta. Let me grab a link to this too. Volta.sh, I think it is. Yeah, Volta. So it's basically like NVM or Node Version Manager, but it's written in Rust. But yeah, so I'm seeing more and more tooling for the JavaScript ecosystem. By more and more, I mean a handful of things that are different like languages altogether.
So here's the end game, right? You get all these build tools building JavaScript that are faster, right? No longer your build tools in JavaScript. Then slowly, gradually, all these JavaScript libraries start converting over to WebAssembly, right? And then you start getting build tools that are a mix of JavaScript and whatever WebAssembly language starts to be a thing. And then eventually you've got fast tools everywhere and JavaScript is gone and cancer is cured and ponies fly over the rainbow. Can dream.
Yeah, can dream.
But that's how I see that going. Turns out when you give people a little extra speed, that really likes it. I mean, that was the whole thing with Elixir, with testing, right? How when you went from DK from Rails to Phoenix, how much faster the testing experience was, and how much that changes how you develop things, how much more you test, how you write your tests, how often you test, right? Because you can just do mixed text watch, and like you can have real-time TDD, right in your console without having to wait 3 minutes for a test suite to complete. Like all that stuff, it does change how you work and think, and solves a whole mess of problems just by being more performant.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is due to recent browsers being able to support ESM, like ESM modules, so that way you don't have to like compile everything so that it works in the browser. It's sort of like more, nice. It's more native in a sense, right, to the platform.
Yeah, that's nice. It makes a lot more assumptions, right? Because I mean, Chrome has supported ES6 modules, I think, for a long time. Certainly Electron has.
Yep. So a lot of like all these new generation of tools are built on that. Vite is interesting because it uses ESM modules for dev, but it does a full bundle for production using Rollup. And they have an article on this as to like why that is the way it is. But basically they're like, yeah, ESM modules in the browser are coming along, but they're not production ready yet in their opinion. And so they give you both. They do the ESM modules for dev because it's the best experience, and then they do the full production build. So that way you're not having to do, wait for that every time you want to cold start. And like I was mentioning this and someone was like, well, how often do you cold start? Is that really an issue? And I do all the time, like changing branches for merge request reviews and things like that. And HMR gets screwed up, so then I just do like a command R to restart the thing, and so then I'm waiting another 30 seconds, and yeah, it's 30 seconds, but time adds up, man.
Yeah, and just going back to your thing about the bundling for production, like I'm just thinking about their HTTP requests, right? I mean, how many module files do you have in your project, right? If you had to pull them all down, just all those requests alone for the hundreds of files, I'm sure there's a way to bundle maybe that up, but that's right. That's just one concern off the top of my head. I was talking with someone, I think it was someone on our team, and we were talking about, who was I talking with? Was it with you? Anyways, someone was talking about how like before JavaScript bundling was a thing, we just used cat. We would just concatenate all of our JavaScript files together into one big blob, and then that was it. That was how we split up our modules. I just thought that was great.
Yeah, so I mean, the point you brought up about how many modules you're going to have and having to download, that's one of the points why Vite says why you should bundle for production instead of using ESM. And it says right here, it says, even though native ESM is now widely supported, shipping unbundled ESM in production is still inefficient even with HTTP 2 due to additional network round trips caused by nested imports.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just going to say HTTP 2 might solve it, but I guess not.
Yep.
Beat me to it.
To get optimal loading, performance, and production, it's still better to bundle your code with tree shaking, lazy loading, and common chunk splitting. It just turns out it's really nice not to have to do all that in dev.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. When you have modules, boy, I'm really going down the rabbit hole here. When you have modules in dev, is hot module reloading, like, does the browser know how to hot load modules? There might still be some hand holding there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Like Vite does it. Like Vite has it set up, but I'm not sure exactly how it works. I haven't looked in the source code or anything.
Like when I'm in the Elixir, everything I talk about is going to be Elixir for the next 6 months. When I'm in the Elixir console, I can just keep my program running, just recompile a module, right? I just hit R and I type the module name and it just recompiles it from source while my program's running. Like, I imagine browsers must know what modules, have what dependencies and what can be reloaded.
Yeah, it'd be cool to look into that. I'm not totally sure, but I mean, like the tooling is pretty exciting to me in that regard. And the other nice thing about Vite, it was so easy to set up. It supports TypeScript out of the box, so you can just do a config.vite.ts and it just works. It supports Vue templates, it supports JSX and TSX out of the box. And the other cool thing is that the configuration for it is strongly typed. So you import define config from Vite, and then because you imported that function, the type interface is all there. So everything is annotated nicely and auto-completed nicely, which is awesome too. It certainly feels like a next-gen tool compared to other things I'm working with currently.
That's putting it very nicely.
Well, it also has just like Create React App has templates you can use. Like if you want to find Create React App, TypeScript, Tailwind, Redux, you could find a template that combines them all and just generate projects that way. So Vite has the same thing. You could generate whatever project you want to use. So yeah, it feels nice to use. So I feel like I'll try it. I'll probably try to use this more. So I'm talking about the work project that I'm working on, testing this out. I did test it out on one of my side projects, and it took me 5 minutes to swap it over to Vite. 5 minutes including being like, okay, why is React Query busted? Oh, never mind, they fixed it yesterday. Let me bump the version and reinstall. And yeah, it just worked. HMR just works. I don't know. It's nice,
That's cool.
Yeah. So Anthony in the chat is talking about SWC, another new build tool in Rust that they've heard mentioned alongside ESBuild, but it's still pretty rough around the edges, it sounds like. So yeah, I mean, I don't see the trend slowing down. I did see that the creator of Parcel, I forget their name now, on Twitter though, Wes Boss was tweeting about how he was using the beta version of Parcel 2 and how it was crazy fast. And he was sharing some build times. And people were like, oh, are you using ESBuild as well? And the author was like, nope. So, who knows what magic is happening in there. But I think a lot of this also sparked interesting conversations I saw on Twitter. Like, I forget his name. Hey, kid, if you're in the chat, drop his name out too. But the creator of Fastify, he was talking about, hey, like JavaScript can be fast too. You just have to know what you're doing. And like Fastify is really fast. It's in the name, of course. But yeah, Mateo was talking about this on Twitter. Thanks, Anthony. So it was sparking some interesting conversations. Some people are like, well, JavaScript's going to be slow. It just is slow compared to these other tooling that people are using. And these other people piped up and they're like, it doesn't have to be this way though. And the discussions quickly got over my head, but it's cool to observe these discussions happening regardless.
It's a good arms race to have for performance. If
I'll take it. I'll take it any day for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So that's been part of my week is doing that. We're kind of getting closer to an hour on the podcast, and I had a whole nother topic I want to talk about. What we can talk about next time. But
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. All good. It's been a really good week over here for me. I feel productive. I feel like I have energy again. I took a week off of side projects altogether and just slept a lot, and so I'm feeling a lot better now. So yeah, I think like hopefully I'll be able to use some more of these tools. My goal is to have a Notion database that I can start for the company where it's just like me exploring these different tooling things and just kind of like sharing initial opinions. And so that way when it gets brought up in conversation, I can be like, all right, do you want to contribute to this piece of information here? And maybe we can get the ball rolling that way.
Sounds like good content for a blog, Sean.
I got a podcast.
It's like a blog with fewer steps.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's easier to write. It's easier to do a podcast for me now than just to write a blog post.
Absolutely, it is.
The stream of consciousness.
You don't have to edit the shit.
Yeah, I don't have to do it. So shout out to Rockwell.
No, it's not that bad.
Yeah, like Anthony is saying, this whole thing is like a huge conversation in almost every framework now, it seems. Do you mean framework in terms of like front end framework, Vue, React, Svelte, etc.? Aurelia.
Objective C is already
what else?
fast, Sean. I don't understand. Objective C, ran on the iPhone 1, right? That was okay.
Right.
I don't know why we ever had to make any new languages. Objective C is perfect. Message passing, square brackets everywhere, pseudo object oriented things. It's a superset of C, so you can just write plain C and it compiles with the Objective C compiler.
My God.
You don't need a garbage collector. Just use reference counting. It's easy. Just have to keep track of exactly how many references to an object you use. It's fine. Nothing could never cause a memory leak or anything.
Yeah, no security issues there.
No.
Yeah, see, Anthony's talking about how Nux is moving to ESBuild and SvelteKit uses Vite. And Remix moved to ESBuild a few weeks ago. Yeah. So I'm really happy with how things are progressing so far, or like the discussions that are being had anyway.
Reference counting hasn't actually been a thing in Objective-C in a long time. But you still have to
Yeah,
know
you just
what it is.
went down a dark path there.
It's fine.
Rockwell's disposition changed for a minute.
If I only have to dig up that knowledge once every 3.5 years, I think I can manage the dark times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess in thinking about the tooling, like one of the things that's interesting to many people that I've observed is that your JavaScript is like your everything language. So contributing to the tooling or trying to contribute to the tooling, like you don't have to learn something new. But with ESBuild, it's in a whole different language, whole different ecosystem. With a Rust tool, a whole different language, whole different ecosystem.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I don't know that's a bad thing. It's certainly less accessible, but I don't know if that's a bad thing.
Well, when you think about Node, the concept of Node, right? That was a server-side technology that came about because JavaScript was already ubiquitous in the client, and there were so many front-end engineers who needed to or wanted to get in on the back-end sort of things, right? I mean, it was already pretty widespread because you just kind of had to know it to write for the web, and why not get it to run everywhere, right?
Right.
We've taken that for granted now, but that was where that came from. I've mentally accepted it now, but I was very late to the game and like thinking that it was such a weird application of JavaScript. Like, why let this thing out of the cage? Why let it out of Pandora's box? But here we are. I can't argue against it now, and I get it, but the tooling and the language and the dependencies and everything has just evolved because of it's just ubiquitous. There's no other reason why besides that. I mean, it's a big reason, but there's lots of other reasons why technology's become popular too. Performance, cross, I don't even know what makes a language good. Syntax, memory safety, speed, frameworks, standard libraries, features of the language itself, stability. I don't know, man. JavaScript doesn't have a lot going for it besides, being carte blanche.
Right. Yeah, and like Anthony's saying, he finds this actually appealing to some JS devs because they don't want to be just JS devs. I could see that.
I get it. Yeah, I
can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's the
either way,
the build tools themselves being written in JS is what it's part of that ubiquity, but obviously you run into limitations.
Right. I mean, I guess another example of this would be like Lumen with Elixir, right? Because it's implemented in Rust, the WebAssembly side of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can't write that in. You can't write Elixir in Elixir.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. You can't write Elixir to have it spit out the beam.
There's a chicken and egg
Or sorry, WebAssembly.
problem in
That
there
is.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Thomas is saying, JS is like English. It's inconsistent and full of sharp edges, but tons of people know it. Yeah.
Esperanto.
So anyway,
Elixir's like Esperanto.
just stuff. Just stuff
Object-
I've been thinking about a little bit this week.
No, they're good thoughts. I'm glad you're feeling productive. It's cool to have that seemingly big win on a brand new technology. But obviously, also has. It's not perfect, but that's a good start. Maybe in 6 months to a year,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be a real viable option for a real product. How
Right.
nice would that
Yeah.
be?
It'll be nice. Yeah. And theoretically, I mean, it's not just about the time it takes to cold boot the thing, but it's about the power that it draws when I'm running it. You know what I mean? Like the CPU power, the RAM, the amount of RAM it takes up, all that stuff. Theoretically, it would all get better.
We'll all be running 16-core M2X ARM processors by then, anyways.
Yeah. But then I won't have to have a giant battery with me to keep my laptop going all day if I want to work outside. Well, if anybody has any more experience with ES Build or the new wave of tooling in the JS ecosystem, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
The best way to reach us with those thoughts, you guessed it, it's Twitter, DNCcast. Sean is Sean Washbot, and I'm Shrockwell.
As always, everything we talked about today, the links we mentioned, all the tooling we mentioned, the wiki things we talked about, even Miss Frizzle, the links are going to be in the show notes. If you want to read about any of those things, head on over to dnc.show and check them out.
You can also see this show before it comes out. Not after, but before. Actually, while. During. Miss Frizzle, you could hop with Miss Frizzle in the Magic School Bus. Take a trip back in time to Thursday, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. Every week, we're streaming on twitch.tv/DNCcast. We're trying a new streaming service. It's working great. We're now on Twitch and YouTube and Periscope. Did you know we are on Periscope, Sean? All those viewers on Periscope. Do you remember Periscope?
I do remember Periscope. Yep.
I didn't even know it was a thing, but we're on it apparently.
Should we try LinkedIn next?
Oh boy. Not ready for that kind of commitment.
Ooh, yeah. Well, in any rate, I'm going to have links to all those different platforms in the show notes. So that way you don't have to watch on Twitch if you don't wanna. If you got a YouTube but you don't have a Twitch, you don't want a Twitch, just watch on YouTube then. Or not, just listen to the show. Whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. What's next?
Or subscribe to our
What is
Patreon.
next? Oh no. You can sub to Thomas's Patreon. What else? We have a Discord though,
Discord.
and you should join the Discord. I just realized now that we are in a new streaming service, our bang commands don't work, so I can't bang out the Discord invite link currently. But if you wanted to check out the show notes, there's going to be a link to a Discord invite there. Thank you, Streamlabs. And in the Discord, it's a wonderful place full of people that are hanging out, chatting, helping each other grow and learn. And it's just a place full of good people. And if that sounds like a place you want to be, you should definitely check out the DNC Discord.
Definitely.
I think that's it.
I think that is it. You got anything else? You don't have anything else to say.
I don't think so. I forget.
Let's save it for next week.
Either way, I have a big old topic for next week. So
Awesome. Big, juicy topic. I like it.
yeah, we're just clickbaiting people. I don't know. Let's tune in next week.
Okay. I will. Thanks.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye. Wear your mask.
Hey, Thomas. Remember to get vaccinated, folks. Wash your hands. PSAs by Thomas.
What is double hand emoji supposed to mean? Someone want to
Raised
explain this
hands?
to me? Yeah, what does this mean? What's the context? Because I'm in a whole new world of I thought I was on my emoji game, and then I get in this new developer Slack, and it's emoji overload. Like I don't know the context for a lot of these things. Praise? Like, all right. Okay, thank you, Anthony. Maybe I don't have this society context. Yeah, it is a positive thing, but I'm just trying to get the connection.
I sometimes use like I agree or like I'm cheering what you're saying or like co-signing what you're saying sometimes.
Like prayer hands I get as like thank you so much, right? Thumbs up, green check mark, that kind of stuff. Those are good, positive, affirmative emoji, but the hands raised.
Music is making me tired, so I'm going to...
Oh my god, Doge is up to 26 cents. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, celebrating success. 2 hands in the air. Celebrating success in a joyous event. This Dogecoin's getting out of control. Look at this nonsense.
Jeez.
That's the daily view.
You heavily invested in there?
No, I sold out just before it started, going up because, paper hands.
That's life.
Yeah.
That's life. So the drummer in my old band, his dad had a chance to invest in Apple back in the day and he didn't. And they call it Hank's Big Blunder. They haven't let it live him down. They haven't let him live it down to this day. Yeah, Hank's Big Blunder. Oh well.
Poor Hank.
Hey, what's up, Ducky? Welcome. Hopefully you've been able to get some rest recently.
Dude, I don't know what it is about. So when I'm working for myself, right? There's natural breaks in my day, I finish something or I need a break. I'll get up, I'll pee, I'll get a water, get some snacks, like whatever, right? There's natural breaks in my day. And I can go upstairs and like relax for a few minutes. But when you're on meetings all day, I get off a meeting and I'm like, I need a break. And then I basically just go upstairs and just stand in the middle of the living room. And like, what do I do with myself? Because I'm still mentally engaged from like whatever, thing was just happening. But like, I don't have that disconnect. I don't have the ability to wind down, especially if there's like a 5 or 10 minute break in a call, right? Or like you just have those. And I just have such a hard time. Even at the end of the day right now, I'm having such a hard time turning off. I think part of the problem is like that I'm not doing actual coding work. I want to be able to write some code, but the planning stuff is just really driving me up the wall.
Dude, so I come to record the show, and when I'm staring just straight into the monitor like that, that's exactly what's happening
right,
to me.
Right, because it's 6 o'clock now. You just got off, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the
hey,
thing,
Matt. Not all of us can program.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's like I need to just like find something else to occupy myself because I can't disconnect right now.
Yeah, I've been going outside more, just like standing outside. And the weather's been nice, so nice breeze. Some birds flying around.
The thing you said about people disappearing off Slack at like 5 o'clock, that's a real thing. It's awesome. It was one of the things that came up in our meetings. Like people are very protective of their time. Like I have notifications off, and like I get it, but it's true. Like I don't, we have one guy who's in Hawaii, right? So he's on later than the rest of us, but. Yeah, Matt, that's me in Reddit. Open it, find nothing, scroll, close the tab, open Reddit. Not good. After show. Look at us. We got.
Banners.
Why is our so
Tell myself no, close the tab, and immediately go back to YouTube. Yeah.
is
You ever
our-
open
is
a new
our
tab and type YOU?
background? I just type R. Oh, is our background not black? Because I can see black over the.
No, it's not
Damn.
black.
What is it? Is it gray 900?
I don't know what it is.
Oh my god!
I don't have
so
control over that, and I'm okay
so-
with it.
So we're using Tailwind for this project. Thank God. And the designer for the client like made this whole awesome design system in Figma, and like is using the same naming conventions for the colors and the weights and the everything. So it's like you're just using all the Tailwind conventions, but with the branding built in.
That's so nice.
And there's a whole Figma pixel perfect for every the basic stuff at least right now.
I believe Tailwind UI puts out, or Tailwind UI puts out a Figma template with all the stuff you need.
Oh, I wonder if we use that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because I don't know how much front end I'm actually going to have to do, but it's probably
It's right in your
beyond
wheelhouse.
zero.
I'm pretty
It's not.
excited to try
It's
out
really
because
The Tailwind did.
so headless UI just released version 1 now,
Mm-hmm.
and Tailwind UI now supports like React and Vue templates, because before it was like HTML and you had to cut it up yourself.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Now you can just
Yeah.
copy and paste React or Vue components
So
that use headless
nice.
UI under the hood.
So nice.
Super excited about that.
Yeah. It's awesome that those guys didn't just release Tailwind UI and then just collect their money and stop. Like that was they were just getting started, right? Adam and his partner.
They're still just getting started, I feel like.
Yeah. They've been doing so much. It's ridiculous. I love it. Good for them.
I did an experiment today. I used the mouse mode on my keyboard for most of the day. What's so funny about that?
You just,
What's so funny
like,
about it?
I always give you a hard time for like changing your tools just for the sake of changing your tools,
Wait,
and like you've just completely jumped the shark now. you just
Let me see if I can show this.
totally eschewed the modern the greatest innovation in personal computing technology in the past 50 years.
The mouse?
The mouse.
I don't know about that.
And then you're just like, no, screw it.
HJKNL here. They're like Vim, up, down, left, right. But
they're not even they're just in a line, Sean.
that's right. But my fingers are so used to that. So these HJKNL keys move the mouse around the screen, and then M and less than here move the scroll wheel up and down, and then N and greater than move the scroll wheel left and right.
Next thing you're gonna do is get one of those IBM TrackPoint red nubs in there. You're gonna say that that's superior.
I said nothing about it being superior.
I'm not gonna call it by the colloquial name, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I have to stop myself from saying it.
Yeah, but it was fine. Like, so the reason I wanted to do this experiment is because I feel like I'm rushing around all the time in my computer I'm going from like 0 to 1,000 to
Is
0.
your computer
like switching from
too
apps.
fast?
But so what I'm getting at though is like mentally, I just want to like slow down, think about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I don't want to rush everywhere. I want to enjoy the scenery.
I've got
And,
an IBM 8088 over here. It runs at like 2 megahertz. You want that?
It doesn't
You could get your work done on it.
doesn't have enough RAM to run one pack.
No, but you just run it in terminal mode. It's fine.
It'll just turn on to fire.
Go back to Webpack and you'll have plenty of time. Slow down.
Hickey's concept of hammock time. What do you mean?
What is hammock time? I need some elaboration on this. Sean, you got to be clicking on some of these. I can't click on these quotes.
Oh, that's right.
You got to
Hickey's
be...
concept of hammock time. What is this, Matt? Rick Hickey from Clojure. Look it up. You look it up. Tell me what to do over here.
Wait, hold on. We have the technology now. Hold on.
Oh, you doing the thing?
I'm doing the thing, Sean.
Oh, nice.
All right, hold on. I got to find the right thing.
Tap away in your mouse keys.
Can you see? There we go. It's probably not helpful.
Yeah, but what is... Hammock time, though. We gotta find hammock time. After show on Discord, that'd be interesting, Selden.
Hammock-driven development.
That could be fun.
All right,
You wanna zoom in on that?
2016. Can I do like a fake zoom? How do I do this in Chrome?
You need to update that Chrome, too.
Hold on.
Get on that.
I think Safari does this the way I want. I can like double tap and it'll zoom in on the paragraph like in mobile. Oh, I don't think it does it on the MacBook. All right, anyway. This is terrible. Reader view. Reader
Just click
view.
on hammock driven
Oh,
development.
also, can
Is
we
that a
talk
video?
about? Oh, this doesn't show up, unfortunately. You can't see this weird QR code thing that's in. It's in my old version of Chrome here.
There we go, Matt. Thank you. Get that out of here.
We're learning the technology.
Essentially, the most valuable thing you can do is think, but devs are too eager to start typing, so hang out in hammock. 100%. Yes. I like
Wait,
this.
Well, hold on. Essentially, the most valuable thing you can do is think. But devs are too eager to start typing, so they hang out. Are you calling me out for wanting us to start working? I get it. The planning's important. This is the song that was on before. It's like this is something straight out of like. I feel like I'm playing Link's Awakening or something.
I put this hammock time concept in my inbox to process later.
What inbox?
Oh, we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, right. That wasn't a leading question, I swear. I was actually curious, but
I mean, we can get in if you want to be here for another hour, we can get into it.
that's for the Patreon subscribers only. No, we should get a show out of it, man.
Yeah. Inbox. Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the mouse thing. So it works fine. Works fine.
No, he's
I
not
don't.
using it.
I don't know why
He's not-
everyone's so upset about it.
He's not using inbox. We already tried Hey.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing there. What does this emoji look like here? Oh, it's actually the Twitch emoji. That's kind of
That's
interesting.
a Twitch thing. Oh yeah, it did show up. That's weird, right?
Inbox, eh? That's a hey joke.
Hey. So remember I was telling you I launched this new feature on Remote Him Radio, like right before I started Dockyard.
Mhm.
So we keep track of every time we log a contact in RHR. It's in a big log book, and it's on the database. I can just search through it, and 78% of the contacts logged are this new thing.
That's really cool.
It's real. It's real, Sean. It's really happening.
Here's that bug in React Virtualize since I have the link here.
I'm staring at the docs. That's why I made me think of it, because I have a bug and I gotta fix it. But React Virtualized. Yeah, I mean, just give this stuff time, right?
Yeah.
Beats, I don't know how
yeah,
new
give it
this stuff
time.
is.
I'll give it time. This bug was also filed 2 years ago.
Oh, well. Well then. I know. I remember now. You did say that.
The first comment underneath Evan's post. More than 2 years ago. September 12th, 2018.
It's my birthday. I was younger, but it's my birthday.
It is in progress. Listen, Ducky. What's
Whack.
the Cult of Dawn saying, Rockwell?
There's so many. I just I can't keep track of them all. Called
I'm just gonna keep putting you on the spot.
of
What is
Done.
what's called to say that about that?
What is called done to say about premarital sex?
Oh no! Boom, demonetized.
Yeah. Let's see.
Progress is not done. What's up in Crystal World, Matt?
Me too, Anthony. Me too. Turns out when your language allows you to have semicolons or not, turns out can be pretty loosey goosey.
Just leave it up to the linter.
You want to use a new line? Sure. You want to use semicolons? Sure. Somehow
nice.
My prettier stuff broke, and I've been too busy to try to fix it, so I have to like remember to format my code, and it's awful. I should probably just
show
fix
me
it.
tomorrow. I can probably fix it for you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what I changed. You know,
I'm the prettier diviner. I fixed our other devs' prettier issues in VS Code the other day too.
I'm in IntelliJ.
Yeah, but I can fix it in IntelliJ as well.
Cool. Yes, please. Yeah. I'm trying to use IntelliJ at Duckyard, but everyone else, literally everyone else is doing VS Code, so I might just have to make the jump, but we'll see. I mean, I don't have to by any stretch, but
Can fix your login flow.
yeah.
Does that have anything to do with prettier?
He's got a $20 bug bounty out for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much pizza I can buy for $20?
Good pizza, or we talking DiGiorno here? I lost
Building
the
a
channel.
user login flow and it works, but something runs twice and unsets some data. I can't find where it's happening.
No lunch dough. It's less now than you could this morning.
It's not delivery. It's Azure. So, what is that? $5 per console log. If I track this down.
Hey, those DiGiorno, the pepperoni, whatever. You know,
Hit me up.
It's not good, but it's not bad.
That's not bad, especially if you have a pizza stone.
I have low standards.
Ducky, hit me up tomorrow. We work half days on Friday, so I'll be around tomorrow afternoon.
There you go.
I'll do it for free.
Whoa, what a deal.
Free. What was all this like free as in beer back in the day when people were talking about open software?
Yeah, free as in beer versus free as in speech. So
I don't get it.
yeah, so free as in beer means freeware, right? Like it doesn't cost anything, but it might not be free like freedom of speech. You know, like open source free, right? Just because you get a demo of a program, you didn't pay anything for it. It's free, but it's not free as in freedom. So that's the that's the delineator. Free as in
Freedom
beer.
wasn't what? Freedom wasn't free either.
Freedom isn't free. Free as in cost, right? Free as in beer is free as in cost, whereas free as in speech is free intellectually open source. I mangled that.
I don't know.
You don't get
I
it?
still don't know.
All right, example time. Free as in speech, Linux. Right? Open source.
Okay.
Free as in beer, Rocket League. Like,
You're saying
League's
like
free.
Rocket League cost money for it to be built, but it's free as you can play it.
No, it's not open source. Rocket League's not open source, but it's free to play. I think piracy just muddies the waters there, Anthony.
Hey man, I don't know what torrenting means, okay?
No, certainly not. Why would you? That's how you get Linux distros, right? That's what I use it for.
Like I get them on CD-ROM.
You send a self-addressed stamp envelope to Canonical.
So, hey, I was trying to highlight Matt's chat here, and then they found a way to game the system here.
What?
Matt, Heroku's free tier is free as in beer, and Daku's is free as in speech.
Guess. But Docker uses Heroku build packs. It's kind of a gray line there. I mean, it's not. Heroku is.
The world we'll just never know.
We do know, Sean. These are well-defined terms.
I don't know. Are they?
You can have free as in speech, but also make money, right? That's the Ubuntu model. Assuming you don't install the MP3 codecs or whatever. You don't check that box during install. That installs the licensed things. Yeah, Heroku is a
So
service,
Sultan's
not
saying
talking about
Elasticsearch
software.
used to be free as in speech. Now it's free as in beer.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Because it used to be it used to be like the license was permissible, and now the license is not permissible, but it's still open.
So, I was under the impression for a long
Because Amazon
time-
just
Well, okay, don't you're confusing me further. I always thought that Elasticsearch was an Amazon product / service because it has Elastic, and Amazon uses like EC2 as Elastic Cloud or whatever, Elastic Compute. But it's not. It's just Elasticsearch is just a standalone thing. It has nothing to do with AWS, right?
okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm asking. Like, there's nothing
No, yeah, that's true.
until they
that's
bought
correct.
them, I guess. Okay, that was always confusing.
Well, no, they didn't buy them. So Amazon forked it because Elasticsearch changed their license. So Amazon forked Elasticsearch straight up.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Thomas. I'm not crazy. I'm for not for that reason. Sean, once you're done, you can throw it away. There is no editing stage. Pretending you know what you're doing is almost the same as knowing what you're doing. So just accept that you know what you're doing even if you don't, and do it.
What are you reading from?
Accept that everything is a draft. It helps to get it done.
Oh, you're Cult of Dunning now, aren't you?
You're asking
This
for the
is his happy
platitude-
place. He
you're asking for
reverts.
the
He reverts back.
You're asking for the platitudes, man. I'll give them to you.
Yeah, lay those platitudes on me, Rockwell.
Done is the engine of war. Failure counts as done. So do mistakes. Miss Frizzle coined that one. There are 3 stages of being: not knowing, action, and completion. Are you getting all this? Taking notes? Putting this in your note-taking tool of the week?
No, I'm looking at pictures of a duck on Twitter. I actually am.
You rubber ducking.
No, someone tweeted a picture of a duck.
Cool. Technology's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
No relation. Do you know this duck? All ducks know each other, right? Our new streaming thing has a duck for an icon. I don't know why.
It does, yeah.
It's pretty dope. Little
I think it's
mallard with
worked
some
pretty well
headphones.
so far. It's interesting
think so.
because you don't have as much control. Like, you can't just drop scenes together, but I kind of like that.
Oh, show them the zoom settings. See if people like the zoom better. The cropped square thing. Yeah. Get.
Then I have to
get
sit
zoom
back
in
here.
there. Do we
I
think this
can't.
is
My
better?
mic arm isn't long enough.
Can we move the camera?
It's impossible.
This does make a lot more sense considering how much wasted space there is letterboxed, and heads are way bigger. Well, I mean, that was
A little too big.
too big. Yeah, I wish we had a little medium.
How's this, Matt? Thomas likes this better. See, Thomas likes Rockwell better. He said it. It's right here on the screen.
Right, oh no, right here.
Yeah, interesting approach to this product. It's a lot smoother. My CPU is not being destroyed, which is nice. Which is really nice. I even have OBS running right now for the green screen stuff.
Sean, I forgot to talk about a new tool that I got to try this week.
What
Trying
was
to-
that?
Gmail client called MimeStream. Do you know about this?
Thomas
My-
wants you to touch fingers right now. This make me feel a little strange. Ah,
Now I'm gonna pet Winona. Gooch, gooch, goo. Winona, gooch, 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 gooch.
magic. What do you say? Mime box?
MimeStream. Apparently, it's currently free preview, but it's gonna cost money.
So
It's
it's
a-
free
it's
as in beer.
It's free as in beer. That's correct.
Oh, that was a
You
guess.
were listening.
That was a straight up guess.
No,
Whoa, this looks cool.
you didn't even let me. You know what?
Go ahead.
Yes. No, you got it. It's fine.
Oh,
got
go ahead.
No,
I'm just signing up for the beta. Go ahead.
it's just a nice.
Hold on, it's
little
gonna take me a while because I got to use my keyboard for the mouse. You know.
It's okay. It has Gmail shortcuts, so you don't have to.
Oh my god, I can download it right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice Gmail client designed by a former Apple engineer, whatever credence that gives it. But it does look pretty nice, and like there's not a lot of Gmail at Dockyard. Everything is in Slack, but it's just right for me for right now. Really hate having that Gmail tab open all the time with so few email. Yeah, it's macOS only. Yeah, sorry Thomas. Sorry, not sorry. What do you use for a calendar app, Sean?
Calendar.
Chat, what do you use for a calendar app? That's not calendar. Because it's another thing I'm trying to deal with. I've never had to like schedule meetings and calendar stuff. Like it's always just I've never had to schedule anything. So I am trying to wrangle that, and I feel like there's got to be a better tool than just calendar.
Oh, for scheduling stuff, I use Google Cal in the browser because it can actually like suggest times for you when you're both free and all that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a step backwards though. Like, yeah, we're using G Suite and everything, but and I do that. Like when I look at people, I type. Right, I haven't figured it out totally, but I think you type in their name and it just shows you the calendar side by side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of our stuff is on Google Suite, so it just works nicely.
I really
for
just
that.
don't. I really just don't like. I got enough tabs. Got enough tabs, Sean. One of the cool things.
Right, same Anthony.
One of the cool things I noticed that calendar does, again, new experiences for me, is we use Google Meet for everything. So all of the every calendar thing has a Google Meet, right, URL. So when the push notification shows up in the corner, right here, or right here, it just has a join button. You just click it and it just launches Safari and joins the call, which is pretty sweet. That's just like a native calendar thing, but what a nice little integration.
What's different from Apple Mail, you ask?
That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't used Apple Mail in 10 years.
It's optimized for Gmail. It looks like it gives you the categorized inbox so you can get like the primary social promotions, etc., that you get in the web. That's about it from what I can tell. Tracking prevention, it looks like. I don't know if Mail does that.
Has Gmail keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Has a cute little animation when you go to inbox 0.
I use Canary since it's in setup.
Oh, Canary.
I've not tried Canary, but I do use setup. How do you like Canary?
What was the new setup thing?
The UML thing I showed you?
Oh yeah, UML thing. You also turned me on to Google. Well, you showed me there was a Google Meet thing, but I tried to use it,
Oh,
and it's
right.
really just it's just an Electron app, and it seems not good. Seemed not good at all.
Yeah, some of the things in setup are like that.
Oh my god, it's at 35 cents now. Anyone out there have their Doge? My God. What is happening?
Sultan, we should talk about having maybe possibly like after shows in Discord. That could be fun. Or just an open hangout, chill session for everybody. That could be cool.
Do you use I had an issue today where I turned off the GitHub notifications because it was way too noisy, right? But then I missed like someone tagged me in a PR that I needed to do, and I didn't even know it was there, right? So
Right.
I have to I I turned on notifications just for mentions, and then I also found that GitHub has an inbox view, which I think will also show up
In
there.
the inbox view, and I think the inbox view lets you configure like which repositories you might be sub to, or even like which.
Yes, yeah. There's a filter for the repository on the left, so I don't see my bodyguard pull request that I'm ignoring, and Thomas's pull request that I'm ignoring.
Right.
I don't even remember what it was. It was a Python thing? I'm sorry, Thomas. It feels like a lifetime ago. Oh, this is for my, boy. Oh, yeah, Airbud. That's sitting in a pile over there somewhere. Well, so that was so long ago. So I designed this whole RF sensing thing that I was going to mount on a drone, and the blocking issue, see, I'm using this terminology now. The blocking issue was that I need to have Eric design a platform so we could mount it to the DJI drone. But now I have a 3D so much has happened. Now I have a 3D printer and I know how to use it, so I can actually do this all myself. I just haven't. And then I found $10. Airbud looks like a hold on.
The dog, Airbud. That was a great movie.
So yes, it was named after the dog. Here's Airbud. Oops, I gotta plug that in. But there you go. Try to take that through TSA, huh?
Yeah, it looks like something I saw in the movie about the Unabomber.
Got a couple of antennas coming off of that. It's your pull request 1.
That's some
Yeah,
janky stuff.
I gotta get back into that. Hey man, MVP. Done is the engine of more, Anthony.
I've created a monster. He's gonna walk around the house, just lunch. Ding, the toast pops up. Done is the engine of more. He puts more toast in.
The toast is done. Banish procrastination. Just leads to more bread.
Yeah. I got a jet here in a couple minutes.
If you must, leave me here. See, the thing is, you could just sign off and then it's just me. Alone with the chat. Did defend myself. No. Well,
I'm still here.
damn it. I'm out of focus. Come on. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. We'll have to play around with this thing and some more. But so far, it's been super stable.
It was great because when you left, the music just stopped and it was like a record scratch.
Really, it's kind of cool, man. Kind of cool. And the browser didn't refresh on me a single time when I was just looking at it. You know,
It's a bug, not a feature.
Lightstream would just be like every 5 minutes reconnecting. Yeah, I gotta go get some dinner and take Watson out and do all that
Well,
stuff.
Sean, you don't have to say
Do
about
life
that.
things.
You don't have to say about that. That you should laugh at perfection. It's boring and keeps you from being
God.
done.
Yes, I've caused an issue here.
I haven't even got through them all. There's 13, Sean.
Just write them all down and mail me one at a time.
I'll letterpress them like in your old job.
Oh my god, I still have like marks in my hands from that job.
Jesus.
Where the crow just yells, "Call to done lines." It takes a big deep breath in. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, thanks for stopping by, everybody. It's
Yeah.
one of the highlights of the week, just to hang out with
Absolutely.
everybody.
I was, I've been so drained at the end of every day. Even today, I was just like sitting on the couch, just you just have to close your eyes, right? But this totally re-energizes me. This is fun. You guys are the best. You folks. I think it's all guys out there, but
Right. Well,
really appreciate
we'll
it.
see you in the Discord.
Yeah, and now I can.
Believe
Now I can.
anybody's
This is done. I can get this done so I can get other things done. Because Sean,
Now
as
you
you
can
know,
get stuff. Oh my God, he did it again. He did it again. I was trying to highlight this message right here.
See,
How do
this
you
is-
all know what I'm about to click?
This is a problem I actually had with Waveguide, where I wanted to have pushing, updates coming in, but this is a real problem. As stuff is scrolling by and you're trying to tab it, it's really easy to tap the wrong thing.
That's right. Thomas, you messaged me on Twitter in January 2020. Where's all Twitter at? Oh, I'm on the wrong profile. I can't even look.
Well, Sean, I
Oh.
think we should be done because you know why?
Done is the catalyst for, I don't know.
You should just. We should just have you come up with your own. You should just come up with them like on the fly. Cult of Done number 72. What is it, Sean?
It was never over. We were never. Well, I don't know what the line is. You know what I'm talking about?
Um.
Talking about the Notebook.
Oh. I don't
Yeah.
watch your indie hipster films, Sean.
I don't have anything to say about it. All right, everybody. See you in the Discords.
All right.
Notebook being indie is very questionable.
That was the joke, Anthony. That was the joke. Have a good night, everyone. Talk to you later, Sean.
See ya.
We're done.